Hi everybody, it's Kristen. So today I have a review for you, and this review is on the Tarte 6-piece collection that's going to be on the QVC Today's Special Value on Friday, July 13th. The kit is called the Perfect and Treat 6-piece collection. And you guys saw me, I've talked about it a couple of times now. The one time I showed it and one time I was just kind of giving you an update on it. But here again is the box of what it looks like when it comes to you. So again, this is going to be the Today's Special Value on July 13th, which is Friday. I did check online and it appears that Tarte Beauty will be on QVC at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And there is also a Friday Night Beauty that night, and I would suspect they might be on there as well, but I could not find that out for sure. The kit sells for $49.96 plus $6.72 shipping and handling. And that kit comes to you, you can do it just this one-time kit, or you can sign up for the automatic delivery and get 2 additional shipments. So that is the gist of it. And in the kit, I'll show you, I know I've showed you before, one more time. It has, again, just a little brochure that shows you the products in it, and it talks about some things about Maureen Kelly, who's the owner, and her inspiration stuff for Tarte. And then in the kit, it comes with this brush that they say is meant to be used with the foundation, the Miracle of Maracuja 12-Hour Foundation, which is an SPF of 15, and it's broad spectrum. A little Rollerball of their Maracuja oil, a Surgeon's Lip Shine and Smitten, a Tarte Gifted Mascara, and then the dual-ended waterproof shadow stick on one end and liner on the other end. So those are the products that it comes with. The first thing that I want to talk about with you guys is the foundation, and that is because that was what I got the most questions on. So the color that I ordered was in medium. I feel like this runs a little bit darker than the Amazonian Clay Foundation, if you've had that from previous kits. So I ended up returning that kit, the medium kit, getting the kit in light. Now in the midst of my doing that, Tarte actually contacted me, which I about fell off my chair. Their social media manager, excuse me, had caught my video on YouTube, and she emailed me and said, you know, I'm sorry that you ordered the wrong foundation. Would you like me to send you the correct one? And I said, oh, thank you so much. I actually already handled it. But I really appreciate your offer. Thanks for watching my video. And she came back and said, a little while later, and said, well, you know, no problem at all. Would you like me to send you foundation, the other colors, so that you can swatch them for your viewers when you do your review? And I said, well, sure, that'd be awesome. So I expected, you know, like a little, you know, like a little thing like this. Well, I literally about fell off my chair again. She sent me a full bottle of each of them. So in the future, I will be doing a giveaway with those, because all I'm going to do here is swatch them on my arm for you. And I won't touch them to my skin or anything, so that I can do a giveaway with those, because obviously I'm not going to use all of those colors since light is the color for me. So first I'm going to show you a little clip of me applying the foundation, and then I will come back and show you the swatches and talk a little bit about the foundation. Okay, so the only thing that I have on my face so far is some primer, and I have the Guerlain Meteorites primer on today. And then I have my Giorgio Armani corrector under my eyes. So that is the only thing that I have on so far today. So I'm going to just put a pump of this on the back of my hand. And I use just one pump. And I'm going to use my Sigma F80. But first I'm going to kind of dot it all over my face. I do find that it looks like it's going to be, you know, yellower, more yellow, when you've put it on, then it actually blends. When it blends into your skin, it doesn't look like that. So I kind of do a light layer all over. And then I'll go in my cheeks, which is where I need my extra coverage. I just go in a little more from the back of my hand. And just kind of pat that in. It just blends and melts really well with your skin. Okay, so you saw the before, and now you can see the after, and you see the coverage that it gets, and I really feel like it gives a very nice coverage, and it doesn't, it gives you a glow without being tacky, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. Okay, so there are 5 shades of the foundation. I swatched them, oops, on my arm here. Hopefully this will be, you guys will be able to tell. So there is Fair, Light, Medium, Tan, and Deep. So those are the shades. I'm going to try to move them around enough that you guys can see. And that was probably the trickiest part for me. So I was really happy that she was willing to send those to me. And I'm very thankful, because hopefully this will help you guys make a good choice. Okay, so I just want to talk about the foundation a little bit. I know I mentioned, I talked about it in the, you know, when I was putting it on, but let's talk a little bit more about it. It's a 12-hour foundation, and I absolutely feel like it stays for 12 hours, and I do not have to set it with anything. Now, my skin is a little bit drier. It's probably normal to dry at this point, and if you have really dry skin, this may not work so well for you, but I think a little bit dry to normal to oily, this is going to be a great foundation for you. It truly stays put, and when I wipe it, you know, the test for me always is at the end of the day when I take it off with a makeup wipe before I wash my face, how much there is on it, and there's a good amount on it. So that tells me, plus the look of my face, that it wears well. I generally like a matte finish, but I do kind of like my skin to have a glow, and it's tricky to find, you know, that, I mean matte, meaning I don't want it sticky, if that makes sense. So this definitely gives you a glow, not a sheen, but I feel like it gives you a glow without being tacky or sticky, which is what I do not like at all, which is why I think I generally like, you know, a matte foundation. This foundation is a medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's a full coverage, and it's not sheer, so it's definitely medium coverage. That's what I think. And like I said, it does run a little bit darker than the Amazonian Clay foundation, in my opinion. And I've heard that actually from a couple of other people as well. So that is the foundation, and that, like I said, is what most of you guys had questions about. And if you have any other questions, or if I missed something, go ahead and leave it below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible so that you can make a decision by Friday when the deal is. But you can, however, order this right now. I'll put that link below. You don't have to wait until Friday. But some people really like to see it in action before they purchase it. So, so that is the foundation. The brush that came with it, this was the only thing that was a little bit of a fail for me, only because it's meant to be used with a foundation, and I didn't like it with the foundation at all. It really shed for me, but what I do like it for is blush or contour or highlighter. That's really what I feel like this, because it's pretty dense. It's very much like a MAC 109. I think I mentioned that when I first opened it. And I actually do not have any highlighter on today yet. I did everything but highlighter, so I'm just gonna kind of show you guys. It just seems to be the perfect brush for that sort of thing. If you like using a MAC 109 for your highlighter, this would work equally as well as that. So that was the Guerlain Meteorite, by the way. So that's my feelings on the brush. So again, not a fail as far as the brush, just a fail as far as the brush with the foundation. The Maracuja oil is the next thing that I have in here. And this I've only used a little bit. I can't speak to this too much because it kind of freaks me out a little bit putting oil on my face. But when I use up what I have right now for my night cream, I'm going to try for like a week or so using them. I have a full bottle of it. I'm going to try using that and see how I feel about that. But I actually think I might take this along when we go camping or trips for, you know, just kind of for touch-ups with little things where I feel like elbows and that kind of thing, because it's handy for travel. The next thing I want to talk about is, as I drop it, is the Tarte double-ended stick. It has the shadow stick on one end, and it has the liner on the other end. And I'm going to show you a little clip of me applying it right now. Okay, so I have the one eye in. I'm going to do the other eye just to show you how I use the shadow stick. So I use the shadow end, obviously, and I just go all over my eyelid. It's really, really easy. And then I just take my finger and blend it in. I should have done this eye for you guys. Trying something new today. You can see how easily that blends out. Then I'm just taking a fluffy crease brush and I'm going into wedge. And I'm just putting that in the crease. Wedge from MAC, by the way. I'm going to use the same crease brush. A little bit of brulee. Forgot to do that over here. For just a little bit of a subtle highlight. And then we'll use the other end and run it along the top. And then I'm just going to take this one of my favorite tricks, a little angle brush. This is a 266 from MAC. And I'm just going to soften that out. It's not really smoking it out so much as it's just softening the line. One of my favorite tricks I learned early on in my makeup life. And then once that's smudged, I'm just going to take this again and kind of go really at the root of my lashes. Not so much tight lining, but I just want to make sure that all of that area is filled in. And then the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little charcoal brown from MAC on a 266 brush. No, that's a lie, 226. And I'm just going to add a little on the outside corner. Like that, just to give it a little bit of dimension. Just like that. So as you can see, it's really, really easy to apply and easy to work with, and it stays put. You know, it is waterproof, creaseless shadow liner duo. It does not crease, absolutely not. It lasts a very long time, and truly at the end of the day looks like it does when I left in the morning. I've been a fan of their other shadow sticks like this. This is the Emphasize Clay Shadow Stick, long wearing natural, and this is a different formulation, I believe, than this one is, but I like those as well. So this was great. And the liner stays put as well. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the mascara, which I can't get out of the thing. And so this is the Gifted mascara. Now, if you've watched me for any period of time, you know that my favorite mascara of all time is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. That is my holy grail mascara. So what I did was I put that on this eye, and I put the Gifted on the other eye. And so I'm just going to zoom in and show you guys. And so the difference that I feel, again, this is the Tarte, this is the Gifted. The Gifted is a wetter formula than the Tarte is, for one. And so what I feel is that the Tarte, because it's drier, gives a little bit more fullness and volume, where the Gifted gives a little bit more length and separated. And so my favorite way by far to use these is to use them together. And you guys know that I like eyelash cocktail anyway. So that is really what I feel like the best way. But either one of them on their own is obviously very, very good as well. So I wasn't sure I was going to like this one at all because I am so much in love with the Lights Camera Lashes. But it really is great. And I don't look too crazy with two different kind of eyelashes. You probably couldn't even tell till I zoomed in. So, and then the very last thing in the kit is the Lip Shine. I really enjoy this. It lasts a really long time, longer than the Lip Surgeons in the kind of fatter tubes. So this, again, you can see is a little bit skinnier than the other ones. It comes with its own sharpener, and it looks like a mess because I've been using it. It's about time for me to sharpen it for the first time. But you can see it gives a really nice shine to the lips without being like glittery or anything. And it lasts a very long time through me drinking at work. Now I do of course drink through a straw, but I tested it yesterday, like actually looking at the hours. I've worn it a bunch of times, and I put it on about this time, so about 6:30 in the morning yesterday. First time I had to reapply it was 10 o'clock, and that is pretty good for me because of the drinking and eating vegetables and random things that I'm doing at my desk. So I appreciate that a lot. And I've not seen the skinny one before, so I will probably be looking for a few more of those. So that is my review of the Tarte kit. And I do just want to say, I've never heard, Tarte never knew who I was before this, and you know my review of this didn't change because they sent me those foundations. I truly am happy with this kit. I feel like it is a really good value for your money. The other thing that I want to mention too is that it did come with a special. This is something that in all of my kits I think now that I've gotten from QVC. Maureen always has something extra in there, and so the extra this time was a Maracuja Sea Brightener Eye Treatment. Now I'm working through some right now, so I didn't get to try this out. When I do try it out, I will do a review in an empties or something like that. But I did just want to make mention that it was in there, and that was a nice little bonus. So, if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can so that you can make a decision on this. I think that I covered most everything, but I'm sure there's something that I forgot. So I do just want to mention the other things that are on my face that are not in the kit. I have the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer on, and then I also have Tarte 12 Hour, you guys know I love this, the 12 Hour Blush in Exposed. So those are the other two things. Oh, and I did also use the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer under my eyes and on any blemishes. So those are the things that I have on my face that are not in the kit, as well as the couple of eyeshadows that I showed when I did my eyes. So again, any questions, leave them below. I'd be happy to get back to you as quick as I can. I hope that you have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!